Hello, and welcome to Mind Your Head, a space for people to share their stories, talk openly and honestly about their own mental health challenges, and to give some listeners some comfort in knowing you're not alone. This episode is brought to you by TLC Recovery Centre on the Sunshine Coast. Head to TLC Sunshine Coast, use the code TLC15MYH to receive 15% off and experience it for yourself. Logan, welcome to Mind Your Head, brother. It's so good to have you on today. Just stoked to catch up with you after so many years and to hear a little bit about your story. I don't know it too well, but yeah, we got a lot of mutual friends and looking forward to chatting today.
It's been a while, bro.
Hasn't it?
Stoked to be here. Yeah. You're looking good, mate.
Thanks, mate. I got the tan.
You look sharp, bro. You look good.
I've been in Greece for the last sort of month, so I was just tanning every day, so it was beautiful.
Oh, good.
How's it sort of living in the Gold Coast?
Yeah, I love it, bro. It's honestly like a place that that's called me for a while, but things have happened that never really got there. And I think timing's been impeccable. Just had a little boy, just gone 6 months old, and it's the best place to bring up a kid. And
it's beautiful. Isn't it? Yeah.
It's a perfect kind of happy medium of enough going on, but still can really get into the chillness of being within yourself, and then the healthy lifestyle, man. Yeah. And
it's funny, because it depends what your vices are, because I feel like on the Goldie, if you really want to lean into fitness and health, there's so many opportunities and there's so many other people sort of either motivating you or in that same space. But on the flip side, if you want to party,
well,
you can
have both of that.
It's good to have those both
worlds.
There's a nice
sort of pocket of both worlds, so you can kind of dip in and out. But it's especially recently becoming a father, man, it's more heavily just gone all in on looking after yourself.
Let's talk about that firstly, because fatherhood is something that I'm super passionate about. Me and Jordan, we're sort of trying for kids at the moment now, and it's I absorb so much information about parenthood and being a father and the type of father I want to be. Me and Jordan talk about it all the time. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I probably overconsume too much information around it, just because I sort of look back at my childhood and I think about just as some of the things that affected me growing up from my father, and I was like, oh, how can I do things differently? How's it been for you? I know it's only been 6 months, but
bro, it's
life-changing.
It's a journey, man.
Yeah,
it's a proper journey. We were always on the fence about kids. We never really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a tough one, bro. So I lost my dad when I was 18, and he was my best mate, and he was we were everything. He was my rugby coach through the grades. He was the dude. And then once that kind of happened, it was I don't know, I just went out, lived my life, and then I just kind of life got in the way, and then I was traveling and I was doing all this cool shit, and then all my mates started having kids, and I was like, that's such a handbrake, and and it was I got to when my wife fell pregnant. She's 31, so I was I was 33, I think. 33, and full life changing, bro. 6 months in now, and it's been so many lessons, bro. It's really taught me to be selfless. It's taught me, to really be selfless is probably the biggest one, man. I was very, very selfish with my time, and I've got to get to the gym today. I've got to got to get here, got to do that to look after myself. But man, it's not about you anymore. It's about this little this dude, bro. And he's no, he's just he's my life, man. He needs me, but bro, I didn't realize how much I needed him.
Oh, really?
Bro, honestly,
in what way?
I honestly feel complete now, bro. There was always, and maybe that's what it was, bro. Losing honestly, maybe it's my dad come back to me, bro.
It's a cool way to look at it.
It's actually the most incredible thing, and it's only kind of become the last sort of maybe the first when they're really newborn and fresh, and they just cry and they're a blob of flesh and they just need their mum, bro. But now, he's starting to have a giggle, and he likes being kind of starting to play, and I can throw him around a bit, and he's
throw him around.
And he's and
wait till he's buddy in his teenager, you play the footy with him and stuff.
And this is what all my mates are saying, and I literally single-handedly called all my mates, been boys, I'm sorry, I get it now. I'm sorry for giving you shit for having kids. I get it. I'm a dad now, man, and I'm in it.
Yeah.
And it's just the best thing ever, and it's every day is a challenge, and every day is the most epic thing, just seeing him smile, bro. You wake up and get him out of bed, and he's and it's just honestly the best, bro.
It's amazing. So I talked to some of my good mates about it, and they'll say like, it doesn't matter if I've had the shittest day at work and I'm like stressing about something, or if I've had a blowout with someone or whatever it is. As soon as I walk through the house, like he's got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and like the kids just run up to him, and all of a sudden like, fuck, nothing else matters. Like his perspective around, bad days, his perspective around good days. Like, it just, as soon as he gets home, sees the kids, like nothing else in the world is a worry.
But bro, then but then everything's a worry as well. Because like, they literally just need you to survive. And it's
on the flip side, it's more so like being a provider and like,
oh bro, like that, like if you leave them for more than 5 minutes, bro, they're fucked. Like, I don't know.
We're the only animal that needs us with like constant attention.
But like every day is a challenge, and there's new challenges every day. But then you overcome them and you become better, and you become like stronger as a family. And it's like honestly, me and my wife have never been happier. And it's like it's been, you go through the trenches, bro, of like 3 to 6, probably 0 to 3 months. I reckon 2 to 4 months was like, I wanted to run away. I was like, get me out of this.
So how have you and your partner sort of managed that, finding the balance, or sort of when you're sort of going, I'm at 0%, like I need you, like,
bro,
in terms of working as a team.
0%, she's at 0%.
She's at 0?
Man, she's like negative 300%.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
What the women go through, and like the mental strain, and like the motherhood and what they provide. Bro, it's like, you think you love your missus now, bro. You wait till she gives birth.
That was my next question.
And
like, has it brought you guys?
Oh, bro, like uncomparable.
Really?
Like what they go through, and like what they give to this little baby of life. Like, they're just like a switch flicks, and they become a mum. And like,
I've heard that,
bro. It is like, it's truly special to see and witness, like from a human perspective as well. Like, you see them just turn, and it's like, I'd be lost without my wife, like me personally, and then now like with my son, man, even like more. It's incredible, bro.
Has it changed your sort of outlook on life, or like your dreams or goals, or even like what you want to achieve out of life in terms of work? Even like, has it changed a lot?
It's definitely given me a bit more perspective of, but I think as well, and being in the Gold Coast, it gave me a lot of perspective as well, which I think being here to an extent is like less hustle driven, money focused, into lifestyle, like happiness driven, I reckon, like especially in Auckland as well, where I used to live. It was all very much head down, ass up, kind of who can make the most money, who's doing the coolest, like who's making the best, like whatever. But here it's like it's people are happy to kind of just
go to the
cruise
beach,
and go to the beach during the days, and not hustle as hard. And obviously that you can still hustle hard and make a good life for yourself.
I think the Goldie suits you well.
It does, but I'm honestly really happy here.
Yeah.
But and in terms of like being a dad as well, it's like time now, bro, is special, because I travel a lot for work.
Yeah, I was going to ask
I've just come away from, did like 5 nights away, just gone, and then just like I was back for a week, and then the week before I was away for 5 nights, and like you come home and he's like changed, or he's doing something different, or like it's like,
so you notice the small changes.
Like especially when they're really young, like every day they're doing something different.
So time is so precious for you.
So precious, bro. And like, man, that's what I learned with my old man. I only had 18 years with him, bro. And like, and as much as you want to hustle hard, and like, and sometimes it's like, it's the nature of the beast, of especially what I'm doing for work as well. Travel is like essential sometimes for jobs, so it kind of has to be done. But you just got to, I guess you got to make the most of the time you have with them.
Yeah, I've heard that, like the ability to be present, like something that I've never, I'm slowly working on that ability to always, to try to be present as much as I could. I think when I was a little bit younger, I was sort of worrying about the past, or sort of dwelling over the future or what's going to happen. So my ability to sort of be present in the moment is something that I actually really struggle with. So it sounds like being a father, like when you've got that quality time, because you don't always have it that often, you've got to be, phones away, whatever distraction it is, like I'm with you.
Yeah, totally.
Even though they're probably like sort of out, like looking around, I think they can tell.
They see it, bro.
They feel it. They feel the energy that like I'm with you. I hear
really
you.
do, man.
Yeah.
And it's, I'm guilty of it as well, like being on my phone, because I'm on my phone a lot for work with the work that I do, but it's you got to make a real effort to not be on your phone, and like no screen time for us, man, like no devices, and I mean, who knows when he's 2 or 3 and he screams and like, hey, shut up, watch the device. But like, we definitely don't want to be the iPads at dinner kind of parents, bro.
That was my next question too, because I Jordan and I have the exact same conversations as well, that, you know, a lot of our friends and families, and there's no, you know, there's no blame or anything like that. People can do whatever they sort of choose to do. But we were sort of like having chats like, we don't want to be that. We want to, you know, if they're going to come out, it's going to be, you know, no iPads or phones or anything like that. And one of Jordan's bosses, we went out for dinner with, they took us out for dinner for around Christmas time. And we didn't know this, but they bring their 2 young kids. I think they were like maybe 8 and 10. And I was thinking, oh, it's 8:30 at night. And I'm like, fuck, this is pretty late for a couple of kids. Yeah. I wonder what's going to happen here. And they both of them had little bags, and they popped their bags on the dinner table, and they had crosswords, and they had puzzles, and they had little colouring things in, and they coloured in for an hour. And then like he grabbed another one out, and for like 2 hours they sat there quietly doing all the puzzles and the crosswords and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, I hit them up. I was like, fuck this. So I love this. Like, but you don't see it very often. Like, we could look around the restaurant and you could see kids like on their phones, whatever. And she was like, from the very start, we like that was a non-negotiable for us. That like,
love that.
We were never going to be those sort of people. And like, she goes, trust me, it was hard. Like, there was some days where you were just like, cave. Just have this. But she said the secret is just don't cave. Like, trust me.
And
like,
they don't know what they don't know, man. Like, you don't give them. You don't give them. They
don't know what they're missing out on.
Seriously, man.
So there is the secret there. But he did, like, the young boy who he did bring up his dad's iPhone, and I was like, oh, what do you got here? And he's obsessed with Steve Irwin, and he was just rattling off like facts about Steve Irwin. Like, she was like, yeah, so they watch YouTube, but it's all monitored, and like they can only watch educational stuff on YouTube. So his thing is Steve Irwin. So he was just educating me about Steve Irwin. I was like, well, that's pretty cool.
As long as it's educational.
Yeah, educational. Yeah, for sure. What's probably the biggest lesson you learned from fatherhood? Would it be the selflessness?
Yeah, I think so, especially in the earlier days.
Did you struggle with the adjustment?
Oh, but honestly, like, I reckon I went through a bit of depression for sure, bro. Yeah. My father-in-law had to take me out for dinner, for lunch, and be like, mate, like, you're gonna have to fucking pull your head in, mate. You're gonna sort your shit out.
What was sort of? So was that obvious that he saw it?
Oh, bro, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I think obviously my wife gave them a heads up, and they, you know.
How did it look?
It was just an adjustment, bro, of like going from, and all my mates say it, going from like not having kids to 1 kid is like so much harder than going from one kid to 2.
Yeah.
Because like you know kind of what's coming. But
I think especially for you, your personality and your sort of the way that you want to live life too, it's very like to the fullest.
Oh man, like get me out, like do as much as I can, and so it really just was like, nah, stop now. But maybe it was probably what I needed as well. Like 34 now, and it was like it's a nice chance to kind of just be like, stop, have a breath, and just enjoy where you are and appreciate it all.
How'd you get through it? Well, how'd you get through that tough period?
Just had a beer and just sucked it up. It was just perspective, I guess. Yeah. Like, but he wasn't really sleeping much, like that well as well. So that was really tough. And then we kind of we got into a bit of a good little flow with some nighttime routines where I'd be downstairs and then we'd swap, and so like at least we'd get a good little chunk each, and that really helped. And it was honestly just the adjustment and the sleep. And then kind of like I do a little series on my socials called Daddy Diaries.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah,
it's
so
good.
So, and like I'm like full open honest. I'm like, there was resentment. I was like, you know, this little bastard's like really just taking my whole life.
Yeah.
But
that's common though.
Yeah,
like, I know that
it really is.
I know that like that narrative and that stigma. A lot of I guess you hear a lot about postnatal depression. I'm not too sure if your partner experienced that at all.
Yeah, no, she copped it.
She copped it. Oh,
man.
right.
Yeah.
Because also, like, you know, the father also can experience postnatal depression too.
Yeah, bro, honestly,
in their own way.
I just really, truly think I did.
Yeah, right.
As well as, like, trying to still, like, be a good husband and support as well for my wife. Yeah. But I was like...
I need it too.
I was like, but, man, she's amazing, bro. And my wife, like, it was so tough for them, bro, because they lose kind of their whole... Like, for the last... At least a year, she hasn't had a full night's sleep because she's. They have the pregnancy insomnia, and then there's like obviously they go through the birth and their bodies change and they have to deal with that. Like my wife obviously looks after herself, fit, healthy, trains, so it's such an adjustment. And then now she's exclusively breastfeeding too. So every 3 hours he's on the tip.
Yeah.
And it's like he's just sucked them dry, bro. Like,
He's hungry.
They're just a milk machine, bro. So like they've got to deal with that.
Yeah.
So it's like, but like, you know, there's no complaints or like
no,
bro. They just like
it's funny
they
how like,
love them with every inch of their being, bro. The moment my son cries, like my wife will like cripple that shit. Like it affects them to his soul,
to the
bro.
core, eh?
Yeah.
And I've read somewhere that they actually it's in the woman's nature or their DNA that like the pregnancy or like, you know, really the start of the birth, they actually forget how hard it is. Did you know that? The body makes them forget. So
they go again.
So they go again. Because if they remember how, you know, how much they didn't get to sleep or how painful or emotional or stressful it was, you wouldn't do it again.
We're cracking up because we were like, literally, let's record ourselves and say this is so fucking. We don't want to do it again.
Good and watch it later.
Yeah. Like let's remind ourselves because I'm sure we'll forget. Yeah.
Because my mate and his missus, they had a really traumatic first pregnancy, childbirth and everything. And she was funny because we were chatting about it, and she was like, "It wasn't that bad." And like looked over to her husband, and he was just like, "He was like, it was fucked." And she was like, "Oh, was it?" And he was like, "Yeah, you just don't remember anything. Like that's why we've got 4 more kids now."
Crazy,
but it is a crazy time of your life. I'd love to sort of wind back and get to know who you are, as to where you grew up, sort of the family dynamics and. Because I know, like, our mutual friends is like when you were sort of playing footy over in England, were you always sort of, was rugby the goal sort of growing up? Was
yeah, man, just the typical Kiwi kid, eh? Like,
All Blacks?
Just wanted to be an All Black, bro. Like, grew up, getting up, watching, like, some of my fondest memories was getting up, like, in the middle of the night, like, watching the All Blacks play England with my old man and, like, be asleep within the first half. But, like, still getting up and the excitement of, like, watching the haka and, like, singing the national anthem at, like, 3 a.m. was, like, so special. And, like, I can't wait to now to do that with my own son.
I saw a video of that.
Yeah. So cool, man. Yeah. Like, honestly, so special, bro. Just grew up by the beach, bro. Played rugby. My old man was my rugby coach from, like, 5 years old into first 15 and then he done under 19s before he passed away. But yeah, bro, just then got into left school when I was 16. Just hated school, didn't really like being told what to do, and still don't like being told what to do. That's why I work for myself now.
The wife still tells you what to do.
Yeah. But and then got into plumbing when I was left school at 16. Got into trade, qualified before I was 21. Lived mad. Like cool to have a trade now to look back on. And me and my buddy actually started a business called Trade Collective, which went back to schools and basically gave students and spoken assemblies and said you can live a really good life to being a tradie and there's opportunities out there are incredible. Man. And just because, like, you know, when you're at school, it's like go to university and be a doctor and a lawyer and like, but man, like a lot of the tradies are out killing it, earning more than doctors and lawyers at some point, you know.
100%, man. I think that narrative around like if you don't go to uni after school, you're a failure. Like, what are you going to do with the rest of your life?
Yeah.
And it's funny now that me and my wife sort of chat about it. She's sort of, you know, so hard in uni, you know, got a high OP, you know, studied all through school, you know, 4 or 5 years, you know, university, working at the hospital. And she's like, so how much do you earn?
Yeah.
And then she's like, I've done all this fucking studying for
man.
you to go out in the mines, have no qualifications and earn this. And I was like, that's
crazy,
you
bro.
know, I love that you.
So we just wanted to share, like, basically share that, like, your teacher that's telling you to go and do that, like a third year apprentice will be making just as much as them, you know. So it was cool, man. We went over to, we probably went and spoke at over 120 high schools throughout New Zealand and Australia. So my buddy's still doing that back in New Zealand at the moment, which is cool. And then then went travelling. So when I was playing rugby over in the Bury St Edmunds with Jarratt as our mutual friend, that was an opportunity I got sort of after my old man passed away and got to the point of my life where I was kind of a little bit stagnant, got qualified and, you know, being stuck in Auckland, I was just getting on the piss and kind of a bit over it. So I wanted a bit of a change and then got this opportunity to go play rugby over there. And then basically played there off the bench for Oh, good friend Rebel, who was killing it. He's a dude.
Yeah, he keeps showing us his highlights from that year.
Yeah, unreal. And they're basically like, I wasn't going to go much further than that. So you get a 2-year visa when you're in the UK for being a Kiwi. So I was just like, man, I'm going to move down to London and make the most of it. Travelled a bunch of Europe, and then from then I basically created this YouTube video, 3-minute highlight of my 6-month trip around Europe. Put it on Facebook, when like within a day it had 1 million views, and then from then that basically kickstarted what I'm doing now.
Fucking wild, eh?
Crazy, man. Just one little like opportunity, and was the fork in the road, bro, to basically why I'm sitting here.
Yeah, for sure. And like I think we all experience sort of turning points in our lives that sort of either make us look at the world a little bit differently, or just like a crossroad in the thing. You could go left or right, and definitely like that video you made was definitely like just catapulted you and opened doors and opportunities that you never thought could be possible.
Well, bro, that like as well, that taught me a massive lesson of being authentic and being true to yourself, and just like I wasn't doing that video to make it of anything. It was just literally to capture memories, so I could look back on and be like, fuck, I had a mad time then. And I was just like this happy-go-lucky young kid just living his life and doing all this cool shit.
I think you're ahead of your time, to be honest with you, in terms of those sorts of videos, because now it's everywhere.
Yeah.
But when was that, 10, 12 years ago?
2015. It's just had its
10 years.
Just gone its 10-year anniversary.
What a cool anniversary, eh? Look what you've done in 10 years.
It's crazy. I've literally I've been to Antarctica, bro.
Yeah, your life has changed completely.
I got a free trip to Antarctica.
Yeah,
that's living, bro.
I've seen that too. That's awesome. But it's incredible that like you go back, you talk about authenticity, and nowadays it's the best thing you could possibly be is yourself. But in a world of social media, with all the comparison and everyone doing their own life and understanding like that's just the highlight reel, that people are just showing you what they want to show you.
Yeah.
And like what you've done there is just like I don't really care about what everyone else is doing. Like you just showed your true self, and it just connected so well with so many people.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. It really was quite wild at the time, bro. Like it just really like blew up, man. I was on the I remember there was one. It was probably like a week after I posted it, and I got a message from Sunrise TV, I think.
Yeah.
I was on like live TV with Carl Stefanovic. He was just like
he's a character, right?
Yeah. Complete just rinsed me. Did he? Oh yeah, it was crazy. I was just this like little like nervous Kiwi kid with this top knot in like middle of London.
Oh, you did have a top knot. I forgot about that.
Yeah, bro. Started the top knot, bro.
He would get these people come across his thing and be like, "Who are we interviewing today?
Yeah,
what's he done?"
Little shit, mate.
And I think in terms of like other turning points, I've definitely gone through sort of my own personal turning points that was led into some pretty dark times that I had to get out of. You sort of mentioned before the passing of your father, how close you guys were, talking about he was your best mate. Talk me through that period of your life, if you're happy to talk about that, and how much of an impact did his passing have on you?
Oh, bro, the world, man. Like it's complete world flipped upside down for sure. It was, so I was 18 and just, complete out of the blue. It just happened on a Wednesday night. Had a stroke, bleed in the brain. About 8:30 at night, called the ambos. These two like older ladies turned up and he was 105, he reckons, on a good day. 6'2", like big bastard, broad shoulders. Yeah. And we had a 2-story house, and these like two little old ambo ladies turned up, and I had to basically, we had to get him on the chair because he was basically unresponsive, and then had to wheel him down the stairs, put him into the ambo, and that was literally the last time that I basically ever spoke to him as well. So, and then passed away probably 2 days later, I think. Just had to make the call whether we wanted to, there was a chance to operate, but he'd be basically 50-50 whether he'd even get through it, and then he'd basically be a vegetable. So like, nah, fuck. It's not a life, so. It was 46, bro.
So young.
So like I'm 34, so it's 12 years away.
That's fucking crazy.
And it's the closer I'm getting to the age, and like I've got mates who are like that's 46 who are young, live there. Like, and my old man was healthy as he'd go to the gym 5 times a week, like go for runs, like obviously drunk beers and that, but didn't smoke a cig in his life.
What do they put that down to?
Just luck, I think. Yeah, just one of those things, bro. It was a really crazy time in my life, and because it was like such a shock too, that it just completely shook everything. And
do you have like siblings? And
I've got one sister. Yeah, I've got one sister.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's made me strong, bro. It's made me kind of who I am, and it's made me, I guess, a bit more resilient, and it's made me appreciate now with my son. It's made me live my life. Like it's made me live every day, and it's why I run around and do all the cool shit I try to do, because
you never know.
And I always make sure, like when I'm doing cool shit, I take a little second and be like, fuck, this is cool.
Oh, do you?
And just like take a little moment, just like have a breath, like kind of like look up and just be like, man, this is special, bro.
Yeah. It might be a tricky question to answer, but do you think the passing of your father changed your direction in life?
Oh, 100%.
It has?
Oh, bro, for sure.
Yeah. Like,
for sure.
Sort of to push you to sort of, seek adventure, go overseas,
Bro,
experience the
100%,
world, experience the most out of life.
Definitely, bro.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like, because my old man, I was 18. My sister was, she's 3 years older, so she would have been 21. Like, they were out of the thick of it, bro. We're moving out from home. Him and mum were going to go out traveling Europe and live they never really got to travel.
Oh, wow.
And so it kind of was like, man, I need to go and do shit. So my mum ended up the next year, she ended up going and do a year in Europe by herself, which was really cool.
Did she?
Yeah, she walked across
awesome.
Spain. Like she did, it was incredible.
Did it bring, I don't know, did it bring the family closer together in terms of what you guys, as a collective?
Yeah, definitely at the time, for sure. It's, like as hard as passings are, it brings people together for sure.
Yeah.
Within families. And man, I just had my nana's funeral a couple of weeks ago, and it's like it's the only times now you kind of get everyone in all your family in the same room.
Yeah, absolutely.
As crazy as that is, and as sad as it is, but it's kind of nice.
How did you navigate the stage of grief? I know I've sort of talked to some friends about how grief can sort of come and go, and the ebbs and flows of grief, especially as a young man. Like, did you have any sort of understanding or knowledge around sort of how to deal with something like that, and did it affect you when you sort of moved overseas, and did you find yourself sort of getting affected by that grief?
Yeah, bro, every day.
Every day.
Oh, bro, for sure. Yeah, I mean, especially on what they reckon time's a healer, and there's no true over saying for sure. But I still obviously think about them every day. And I guess at the time I lent into probably getting on the piss and alcohol for sure a lot more, and then that's probably what kickstarted me to want to go experience go over to Europe and play footy to UK.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, it's I don't know, it's a funny thing, grief, and I don't know if I'd truly ever kind of dealt with it at the time, and then it's but then it would just randomly hit you at different stages or different times, or like
big moments in your life.
Big moments, and
especially when your baby was born, maybe.
Yeah, bro. I vividly had this. So the night before my son was born, I went and we've got a sauna ice bath set up at home, really picked a little spot, and I remember just kind of going, and it was so emotional, bro. Like, because this was the end of basically my life as I knew it, and it was going to be the start of a new life. And so I went and we had some kind of not alone time, like she was just cruising on the couch, and because she was booked in for a C-section, so we knew exactly at 7 a.m. in the morning we were going to go in, and so the night before I was like, let's make sure everything's all good, we're calm and ready, and so I had a sauna, bro, got it cooking, and then had an ice bath, and I was in the ice bath, and I was just closing my eyes, and I was just full tripping, not full tripping, but just beautiful rush of emotion, and I was crying. I was just this is crazy, and I just got out, just looked up at the stars, were just it was like heaven, bro, and just had this most amazing connection with my old man, bro. It was real special.
Have you experienced anything like that before?
That was the most powerful.
You felt him.
Definitely, I felt like a connect. I definitely felt connection. I've felt that before doing psychedelics. I don't know if we can speak about that.
Fuck, we can just speak about anything, mate. Were you getting the mushrooms or something, did you?
No, it's called 5-MeO DMT.
Oh, right.
So it's a chemical when you produce when you're born and when you die, and you get the way of doing it, and it's illegal, but there was a way that we managed to do it. So they basically squeeze the gland of a toad in, I think, Mexico or something. They catch it on a crystal plate, or like on a glass, it crystallizes, they scrape it, and then you smoke it. And so you basically die, you have an ego death, you have a
rebirth.
They call it like an ego death and a rebirth.
Oh, do they?
And so you go have the most incredible, powerful, fucking short, sharp, intense, go to the bottom of the world and come back, and just was like, I've done it twice, and it was just the same thing both times, and just the most amazing connection, love, beautiful happiness like you've ever felt in your life, and it makes you just so grateful for life.
What part of you was it healing? Everything.
All my trauma.
Yeah.
It was like, I saw this book was just like, you know, when you flick through pages.
Yeah.
I was like, and it was like every single childhood memory that I'd just like, I was like literally like watching my life in fast with someone like, and it was like I was just lying there just crying and happy and love and emotion, and it was beautiful, man.
I love that.
Yeah. I don't know if you can put that in or not, but
mate, we can put whatever you want in.
That is illegal. I'll probably get the cops knocking on my door.
You did it in Mexico though.
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
We got ya. Do you think that period of your life? Do you think that was probably like the only time or the major time where you've actually experienced, struggles with your mental health? Because you seem like, from the experiences I've had with you, and even just seeing sort of the content and watching you, you seem like a very resilient, very upbeat, very positive focused type of guy. But I always know there's always things behind the scene that we all struggle with.
Oh, for sure, bro. I'm like as insecure as it comes.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
About what? We can put it in.
Yeah, but honestly, like my looks, bro.
Oh, really?
Straight up, like since I was young, I always wanted to. I was always looking in the mirror at myself and like, that's a big one. I've always been probably pretty insecure. And bro, even today, like to this day, like we're going out and I'll go get changed and I'll be like, fuck, I look like shit, or I don't know, like, it's crazy. Like, so I deal with that a little bit. And then, I mean, every day is a challenge, bro. Not every day is a challenge, but every day has its own challenges of mental sort of battles.
Yeah.
But bro, what I've really like, and you know this as well, like sauning and ice bathing is like, during COVID, we got to set up at home and just change our lives, Like I've always, like my parents had a sauna in our house when we were young, like when we were growing up. So always saunaed and loved it, and then got our own little setup. And bro, I'm in it 5 times a week.
It's a game changer, eh?
Just for my mind, bro. Like for my head, gets me, if I feel a bit shit, jump in there, bang, I'm out.
Well, that was my next question in terms of sort of, when you are sort of feeling that you're feeling a bit low, or you're trying to create that good headspace. What are your pillars? Like you obviously talked about then the sauna, the ice bath. What else is in your life that you need to do to sort of get you out of that bad headspace?
Bro, like cliche, but exercise, man. Yeah, it's the goat of like going anything, like especially being a dad now as well. Going for a run, like it's your best friend, bro. Like, and sometimes you can only sneak in half an hour. Going for a run is like clears your head, sets you back to zero. Yeah. Go, and then obviously training, man. Like I'm training 5-6 times a week for sure. Trying
to clear the head.
And then trying to just be like the baddest dad on the block, bro. Like, fuck, Finn, you won't see me dead with a dad bod, bro.
Even though that's the trend now, girls love it. Like, no, they don't. No way.
Nah, you want to show your son good habits, bro. You want him to be seen you doing, like, looking after himself.
And that's what I love about you, is that you're modelling those good habits. Even though they're so young, they're absorbing all those positive habits, and they, like you said, they're a sponge. They'll see everything.
Oh, for sure, man.
So it's good that you're modelling those good habits already to them.
It's good, and like good motivation as well. If I'm like tired or can't be fucked going for a workout, I'll just be like, mate, what would your son think?
What would your son think?
Mate, look at myself.
He thinks you're super. I love that you just need that little bit of fuel to fire you up.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
I've always asked my guests, what are your 3 non-negotiables for living a healthy and full life? For me, it's movement, community, and good nutrition. I've learned that what you fill your body with plays a massive role in how you feel physically and mentally. That's why I use True Protein. They're an Aussie brand doing things the right way. Clean, natural supplements with no artificial additives or fillers. Everything's made in-house in Sydney's northern beaches using the highest quality ingredients sourced from around the world. Whether it's supporting energy, improving focus, or reducing fatigue, their products genuinely help me show up better every single day. And just like Mind Your Head, they live by values I stand by. Be true, be you, and take care of your whole self.
Do you think, in terms of sort of talking about your sort of close mates as well, do you think men are getting better at talking about, what they're going through, their struggles, sort of when you were, when your baby was just born and both you and your partner were sort of going through it? Were you able to sort of talk to your mates around it and have a sort
big time, bro.
Oh, you had a good community?
Big time, yeah. And even now, especially at the time, all my mates were just, because they'd been through it, bro. So I was the last one of our friend group to have babies.
Oh, so they were like,
bro, you're gonna call me, just I know what you're gonna go through, just and
it's funny because they would have been waiting for the call,
bro, straight up. So one of my other buddies just had a baby, and I said, bro, don't talk to your wife about it, call me, because she's going through it as well. So you talk to me about your shit.
Yeah.
Because she probably she's not going to want to hear it, because she's like, you don't know what I'm going through. I'll know what he's going through.
The different worlds,
bro,
man.
I know, but just tell me.
Yeah, don't tell her.
yeah.
She'll look at
bro,
you.
I'm so tired. Yeah, I know, bro, I know. Fuck.
So was that pivotal for you to sort of get outside your own head? Because I feel like during that time it could be very absorbing, and you think, fuck, how are we going to get through this?
Yeah.
But to hear a best mate or a friend go, mate, I understand.
Yeah, I know, bro.
But you'll be, trust me, you'll get out of it. We've all been
bro.
through it.
Yeah, literally. This was honestly, it's we're just give it a little bit of time, bro. You'll get it. You'll get there. It's they massive help, bro. And I think our friend group as a whole are pretty good with it.
Are they? Yeah.
Especially as we're getting older, for sure.
Yeah.
We'll go out for a beer and a feed and be like, right, boys, how are you? Sort of thing.
I love that now.
Yeah. No, and it's definitely as we're getting older and barriers are starting to drop. It's less about fucking who's the coolest kid. It's
people don't care about being judged or
No.
I might say this, it might seem weird or awkward, and I have the exact same thing about our friends group where we do have the ability to talk chat and talk footy and just muck around. But what I love is we'll get together and have a gym sesh. And during the session, boys are fucking breaking down. They're I'm fucking going through this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. And we're still working out.
Yeah.
But I'd love that everyone's on this level now where I don't give a shit about what it looks like or if they look weak or, the theory around vulnerabilities, a weakness or whatever. I love that my mates don't give a shit about that. Yeah. And some of the best chats we have will be, in the sauna. We have some pretty wild sauna chats.
Sauna chats are awesome,
Sauna chats are great.
Yeah.
Or at the gym where everyone just is okay to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I think, like you said as well with your friends, we've all been through, we're all at a time in our lives where we've been through some pretty heavy shit that I've got some mates who have sort of lost their kids or gone through divorces or sort of lost close family friends that they are eager to talk about it. They're eager to release all that sort of their thoughts in their head. And we're at a time in our lives now where I think men are a little bit more open to those chats where we were.
For sure, man.
When we're 20 years old, everyone's still a little bit how do I deal? And even Brock, who our good mutual friend, he lost his dad when we were 21. And none of us knew how to handle that in terms of even just supporting a mate. I had no idea how to support a mate going through something like that before. And then I was sort of going through my own grief, but obviously in a different way. But then I was feeling grief and I was I felt guilty for feeling grief because he's not even my dad. Why am I feeling grief for? Brock's the one going through it. And I remember not talking to him about it. He came on the podcast a year and a half ago, and that was the very first time since his dad passing that we actually sat down and I asked him questions about it. And I felt so guilty because for 10, 11 years, every time I was around him, I would always try to bring up anything else than the passing of his father because I didn't want him to think about it. I didn't want him to bring up any bad memories. I'm not too sure if your friends might have done the same for you, but I was I'll try to have the best time ever with Brock because I know that he's going through it.
Yeah.
But during the podcast, he was mate, I wanted to talk to you about it. I would have loved to sit down and have this conversation, say 5 or 6, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was fuck. And I was mate, I just didn't want to upset you. And he goes, mate, you not bringing him up was never not going to make me think about it. I'm thinking about him every single day.
For sure, man.
It wasn't you bringing him up. So I was always thinking about him.
Yeah.
So going forward, having that conversation with Brock really opened my eyes up. I was I'd rather have that conversation with someone and check up and see how they're going rather than wait 10 years because I don't want to have that awkward chat. I don't want to ever do that again.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man. No, it's and a problem shared is problem halved as well. Like,
Yeah.
I think that there's no true of a saying as well. Just to talk about something with the mates or talk about something with what you're going through, bro, I'm feeling like that too. It's like,
Yeah.
I think it's powerful, man.
As soon as one mate does it, it almost breaks down those walls instantly, and everyone else is like has the permission to talk about it now. All you need is like one mate to do it, and then everyone else is like, let's.
Yeah. One of me and two of my buddies, we started a couple of the older boys. We started this little setup called AA, and so when we're the ironic thing is when we're hammered at 4 a.m, we set it up. We're like, oh boys,
perfect.
We need to set something up. Like we'll do a weekend once a year. Call it. We've figured it out. We'll call it altitude. We'll do something at altitude, and then we have to have our best attitudes. And it's kind of like turned into this trip where we don't go out to get on the piss on our trip. It's like we'll go and do something that we can spark conversations. We'll have little things that. So every time we leave somewhere, we have to give each other a hug and be like, I love you, bro, proud of you. We have to, like, every time we get to a new location, we'll give each other a group hug, dap up, and we'll have like this one kind of hero thing activity that we'll do. And it was one of the times I did the 5-MeO DMT. We did that as a pair, and we've done it for 5 years now as three of us, and we've done it. This is our 5th year coming up. And it's been like really, really like life changing. So we've got some like key rules, and it's helped like all of us because there's no rules, no boundaries. We all know it's a very safe space. We don't go home and share to anyone else what everyone else is talking about, and we can just go in and unload anything we're feeling, and just connect on a kind of real deep level.
Yeah.
And since we've been doing that, like people are like, can we come on? Like, no. So the only rule is the only other people that come on are our sons, and we've all got boys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how many of you?
So it's just me and 2 other boys. There's 3 of us.
This three. I can't imagine the trust and respect that you guys would have,
That's
and the
cool,
bond that you guys would have with each other. Like, I assume every time you would do it, it almost becomes
and every time we've done it as well, like we'll unlock more doors, and then we'll kind of reflect on what the year before had, and then like what we learned, and it's been pretty crazy.
How do you feel like you've changed from sort of year on in terms of doing that with those close mates? Do you feel like you're sort of, obviously you are changing, but what do you feel like is changing about you?
Well, so the boys that are doing it, we're kind of all different walks of life.
Okay.
So the 2 older boys are one Jarratt, one of the bros, he's on the radio back in New Zealand. So he's got he's a very much of a social personality,
extrovert,
has to be on every single day. And the other bro is a fireman, dog tip, and he's dealt with his own shit for several years. But especially in New Zealand as well, there's not many fires. They are the first on the scenes to a lot of the trauma.
Yeah.
And then me obviously doing my thing, and then we've kind of come together, and then it's just been, I guess like I learned a bit of trust as well, like trust with the boys like that, like on a deeper level, and then connection, and
especially like not sharing it when you get back there, like just keeping it like
it's
between you guys,
very tight knit.
very sacred almost.
We don't tell our wives or anyone what's going through it. Like like if I'm not going to go home and be like, oh bro, fuck, you don't know, I can't believe what dog tit's going through.
What's his name? Dog tit.
Yeah, he's the man.
That's crazy, man. I love that, eh?
Yeah, and like we do cool shit, man. Like we do every year, we do something real hectic. Like one of the years we went down South Island and did this 2-day hike sort of thing, and then one of the other years we went into Rarotonga, swim with whales, and like so cool shit like that.
Oh right.
Yeah, so it's been real cool, man.
Absolutely. Let's get into you sort of touched on earlier about the viral video. Where did that journey sort of lead you? Because right now, obviously, you're in that creative space. You've got your own business. Was that sort of the turning point for you to be like, this is the sort of, not so much the job, but this is sort of the passion that you've got? Obviously, we all had that vision of playing professional footy.
Yeah.
But that's a very finite time in our lives, and you sort of have to redirect or find other passions in your life. Was that sort of the spark that gave you to be like, oh, this is what I actually really love?
Yeah, bro, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I was at a period of my life where I knew I didn't want to be on the tools, like plumbing, and I was like, man, there's got to be something else out there for me. Like it has to be. So I went on this trip, and it was almost like the universe was just like, here's a little gift, mate. Like, you know, you've been through a bit of shit. Like, here's a little like gift. Have an opportunity if you want. If you take it, use it. Like, and I just was I went all in, bro. Like, I'm not like I didn't see myself as sort of a creative guy, and didn't really have any skills of video editing. And I got one of my mates in London to help me put together this iMovie, like, and I've just bullshitted my way through it since then, basically. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Still now.
Oh, still now, bro. Like, I haven't learnt at all videography or photography. Just like learnt through trial and error, YouTube.
Best way to learn, isn't it?
Mistakes.
Yeah.
And now I'm working with some of like the best sporting talent in Australasia, bro. Like, and now like it's funny because I've just come back from a campaign with the Kiwis rugby league team.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
I put on my black jersey, bro, and I had a moment again. I was like,
I did it.
Fuck, this is cool.
I made it.
Yeah, and I'm like, I've got a black jersey on.
I may not have played, but I've still learnt this.
Bro, and it was like the next best thing. And it was a real funny, like, universe full circle.
Full circle,
literally,
for sure.
the boys who didn't make the footy, bro, standing on the sideline of a footy field in a black jersey.
That's crazy, eh?
So it was a real cool moment to see to kind of reflect on the journey of like where I've gone, and I've travelled around the world and done some amazing things, and I experienced like some proper euphoric moments.
What's been the top three, you reckon?
Antarctica, being sideline, getting escorted under the Rugby World Cup 2023 in France in a Range Rover, and we're drinking. We had beer runners, like we didn't have to leave our seats. We had beer runners. It was like, how the fuck
they would be flat out, wouldn't they?
Yeah, it was hectic. And then probably snowboarding in Japan with GoPro back in 2017 or something. We had this mad trip with a couple of all the epic creators around the world.
Because I can imagine sort of the trip, all those things are all sort of once in a lifetime opportunities. But I can imagine that Antarctica, because not many. I think the stats around who have actually visited Antarctica is so low.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. What was that experience like?
So, cried 3 times, just in pure disbelief of like,
is it that?
Where the fuck are we?
Really?
Right, like I was so we were lucky. One of our friends was running the trip, and she needed a couple of extra creators, and so me and my wife we jumped on, and it was that is a once in a lifetime trip, bro. Like I've done some once in a lifetime trips, but that is like, I
can imagine there was a few times where you had to sort of pause and look around and go, what is this place like?
It is, it really feels like you're dreaming for like the week. So we were, and you fly to Argentina, jump on a boat down in Ushuaia, which is the very bottom of Argentina. Jump on the boat, you do 48 hours across the Drake Lake, and then you kind of come in. We were lucky we had the Drake Lake really calm, so that can be like one of the gnarliest passages in the world. You see some all sorts. In those TikTok.
Do you get seasick?
No, we were right, but I was so nervous, bro.
I would have been too.
Even it was like we had it like a 3 out of 10, and like at night I was like,
it was pretty.
You're like sleeping like, I'd hate to see it 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But so you kind of the first when you see nothing for 2 days apart from just open water, and then the first thing you see like these big icebergs. And then it just keeps getting better and better and more magical and like euphoric, and it's like you think of like the most hectic winter town or something, winter experience you've ever seen in your life, and then you just times that by 1,000.
Was it cool to experience that with your partner too? Because I know a lot of the time, you're used to sort of traveling, with mates or even just by yourself. I know you do a lot of traveling by yourself too. Was it cool to experience that with your partner as well?
Yeah, it's cool, man. Yeah. Really, really special. We were lucky to do it on this boat, which was basically brand new. And it was like the catering was insane. The rooms were beautiful. The service was top tier. Yeah. Like it was magic, man. And was very, very grateful to experience that. And I'm not sure if anything would top it, eh?
You reckon?
No.
Did you have a philosophy in terms of when all this sort of started kicking off and all these opportunities? Because you seem like a guy that likes to take his green lights, like just say yes to things, say yes to opportunities. Like, was that sort of your philosophy?
Oh, bro, still is.
It still is?
Yeah. Oh,
yes, man.
Yeah. Yes, bro.
Let's go do it.
And bro, and my wife, like, credit to her, man. She's so supportive. Like, and now if I get an opportunity, she's like, just do it. You can't not do this.
Ultimate support woman, eh?
Unbelievable, bro. And it's like, and that's literally like honestly I don't know. I'd love to know my rate of what I've turned down and not to, and like my green light to red light record rate.
There wouldn't be much red light, I reckon. No.
I'm pretty like jumping to like I'm like for sure. When am I even going to get to do this again? Or like even like dinner with the boys, like I'll be like, bro, like I'll take this opportunity while I can because it's there.
It's a good reminder to have too, even just taking those green lights and walking through those doors, because you don't know what it's going to lead to. You don't know where your life is going to take you.
Yep.
In terms of, my sort of small experience has been sort of starting this podcast and even just beginning it, and then the people that have come on, the conversations that I've had, the doors that it's opened, the experience that I've had to have with all these incredible people and travel with it. I would never have experienced it if I didn't just take that leap.
Exactly, bro.
Have you always been good at sort of managing fear in terms of like, risk versus reward, and understanding like, should I take the leap? Should I not? I'm shit scared, but you mentioned before, like, I still don't know what I'm doing, but I'll just do it anyway. Have you always been good at sort of managing those internal fears?
I am and I'm not. Like, I constantly remind myself, like, say I'll go through, I can't do this. This job's out of my scope, or like I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve to be here. And then I'll finish the job, or I'll get to the end of what I've done and be like, fuck, I deserve to be here, or I've nailed it, or like and then I overcome that. And I'm like, but then I'll have that again the next month. I'll have something come up and like, I don't know if I can do that, or like, and I'll continually just self-doubt myself. But then at the end of everything, I'm like, man, I've nailed it. I've deserved to be here, or like, and even my wife she'll be like, you know what's going to happen. I'm like, yeah, fuck, I know.
Yeah, it's interesting. Because it's the secret. I think the secret is like, the voice is always going to be there. For a lot of us, like, I think a lot of people think, I'm trying to silence that voice. But I think the voice is always going to be there,
man.
I think the secret is trying to like, harness it, control it, understand that it's probably your voice saying, stay in your lane, stay in your comfort zone. That side's scary. But what you realize is every time you go to that side, success.
And then, bro, again, there's no other truer saying than the fucking magic happens outside your comfort zone.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does. And you honestly just got to have faith in that. And I've like learned, as long as I'm putting my best foot forward, I'm a good fella, I've got good intentions, the universe is going to reward me with some good shit. And like, it always does. And it never fails. And it only fails me when I'm like not all in, or if I'm not like
inauthentic or whatever.
Yeah, and if I'm like half-assing something, or if it's like I don't want to be there, then I'll instantly it'll figure that out.
Yeah, for sure. You mentioned earlier that sort of some of your insecurities have been sort of how you look. In terms of like social media wise, it can be such a fickle game in terms of comparing yourself. You've been in the social media world for so long now. How have you handled that? I'm not too sure if you've experienced it. I've had my own sort of experiences with judgment, criticism, trolls, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Have you experienced your own situations with that?
100%.
And how do you get through it?
Yeah. Oh, bro, for sure. I mean, I've had heaps of articles that like, Logan Dodds doesn't deserve to be there, or like,
have you?
Oh yeah, totally, yeah, for sure. He's a like bad like brand ambassador for the brand, or I've had heaps of creatives be like, oh man, look how he's done that, or like, look at that's not done right, or like, I'm like, well, fucking nuts, I didn't know how to do that. I just bullshitted my way here, and now I'm here. Of course I don't know how to do it.
It's not done right.
And meanwhile, it's just salty old dog who's studied whatever it is, like, why is he up there?
Yeah.
But
there is a lot of people like that, isn't there?
Yeah. And bro, I've literally like with socials as well, like I'd come back from an epic trip and be on my phone and be like, fuck, this guy's on a mad trip.
Yeah,
and like, be like, how's he getting on a better trip? Or like, just like, and yeah, I don't know how you overcome it, and it's kind of in a weird place as well at the moment, and you see it a lot in the Gold Coast as well. With, I guess that's why everyone is so fit and healthy and looks amazing here, because everyone is so fit and healthy and looks amazing here. So
it's in the algorithm.
yeah, straight up, bro.
You haven't got a choice.
Yeah. No, and it's like,
I mean, do you like social media?
You're a product of your environment.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, do you like social media?
Yes, because it's got me where I am and given me basically the life that I've lived. And no to the fact that it can fuck people's life up and it can really consume you, and probably I'm guilty of being way too much on my phone.
Yeah, for sure.
For that reason. But in terms if it's used right, it's a good place.
Yeah. Because I definitely experienced my own, because I never had social media before the podcast. I got rid of it all. I was in a bad headspace, and I found that it just became a toxic thing that was happening in my life where I just needed to get rid of it. And I didn't have it, and it was great. My life was going good. And then I got the podcast. And when you sort of start something like this, you've got to, do all the posting and connecting with people and, getting yourself out there on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Spotify, YouTube, all those things that I never had before. And it was tough. It was really tough. And especially when this thing is so personal to me, where I want it to be the best and I want it to be received the best. But when you put yourself on social media, you are relinquishing control of how you are perceived, because everyone's got a different version of you or how they see you, or they bring their own sort of experiences or situations or biased opinions into what you're doing. So I was like, I went into it very naive, going, oh, this is for mental health. This is for like people sharing their own stories. This is like, hopefully it's going to benefit someone listening. Like, everyone's stories in somewhat is related to someone listening. Like, it might not be the same, experiences, but the same feelings and emotions are very common. So I was like, oh, I won't get any hate. Fuck, mate. I had a really good mate of mine, Aboriginal guy, came on and we dissected racism in Australia, right? And his experiences were vastly different to my experiences. We played in the same footy team. And I think one of the questions was like, you didn't like, Sunny Coast is very... there's not many Aboriginal people on the Sunny Coast, especially in that community. And he felt like he was sort of alone in terms of his in his culture. And I was like, you didn't experience any sort of like racism at all, did you, growing up? And he was like, you fucking kidding me? And I'm like, no, why? We play footy together heaps. And he's just like, mate, we got so much racism thrown at us when we were kids. And I was like, fuck, I didn't know any of that. He goes, yeah, because you're like this.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
had the tunnel vision on. Like, you didn't understand like what was actually going on around you because you just weren't conditioned to it. We were conditioned to it. And we talked about sort of I don't know if you're aware of the sort of the situation at Alice Springs, where it can be very sort of, a lot of violence, a lot of sort of drug and alcohol abuse in that community, largely with the Aboriginal population. And he was just talking about it as just like goes back to sort of that generational trauma that they went through during colonisation, along with the Indigenous people of New Zealand as well. And I thought it was a great conversation. And then I had that many fucking people fucking message in saying, fuck you wouldn't be saying that if you lived in Alice Springs with us. Like, it's fucking hell out here and all this sort of stuff. And again, they're bringing their own experiences into the conversation, and it fucking rattled me, like proper rattled me, that I'd never experienced that before. And what I had to change was, not only was I sort of listening to the haters, so, they would say like that episode was shit. I'll be like, oh damn, maybe that was shit. I was actually listening to the positive people too much as well. So it was this massive like roller coaster of like, oh, Elliot, that episode was great. I'm like, sick. And then someone else was like, that episode was shit. And I'm like, oh. So I was just up and down so much that I had to draw a line and accept that they are both important, but I wasn't going to get controlled of how I was going to present myself or how these conversations were going to go, because I couldn't be listening to the good and the bad at the same time.
Wow.
So I had to like understand that there's just part of the game. And you had to be comfortable in your own skin and be authentic. And if it gets received, amazing. If it doesn't get received, that's all good too. Like, no one's right and wrong in that situation. That's been like one of the biggest things that I've had to overcome. And it's still to this day, like it's still difficult to...
Still rattled.
Yeah, mate. Still like to navigate that, man. Like, even if someone like disagrees with something, I've just got to understand like that's their opinion. They're okay to have their opinion and not right or wrong. Like, who am I to say that everyone that listens to me or listens to the episodes or the podcast has to agree with me?
Yeah, for sure.
How naive is to think about that. How have you sort of managed your own sort of insecurities online? Like, have you had to sort of put boundaries in place or draw a line in the sand? How have you sort of navigated that? Or just ignore them?
Yeah, totally. I mean, you definitely get like a bit. I mean, when I was kind of first like kicked off, back in the early days, there was probably a bit more.
Yeah.
But again, like you say, man, you get guilty of kind of taking the good too much as well.
Yeah.
Which probably was
pumping the tires up.
Pumping the tires up a bit too much, bro, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, and then you kind of get into a false sense of like, fuck, I'm the man. But like you're just another dude.
You're not the man.
You're not the man.
Yeah, it's special because how old?
How
you would have been what, 22?
24?
24.
10 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, right.
So pretty like young age where you can be the man.
The ego's there.
The ego was like, especially if your tire's getting pumped up a bit, bro.
Yeah. Did you have to get humbled at all? Like, was there moments where you're like, oh, I got to reel that in?
Yeah, like I've always been pretty confident and happy with my own skin as much as I'm insecure, but I've always like looked after myself and been comfortable with who I am. But yeah, I'd say my wife's probably done that a lot. Oh yeah, I'm a completely different man now.
In the nicest way possible.
In the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
But in terms of like, mate, like even my mates have said like, you know, she's been the best thing that's ever happened to you.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What I do, it's a bit off topic, but what I do want to talk about is something that just came to me when I was sort of driving down here. And I wanted to know, like, your thoughts around it. Is the rise of the New Zealand Warriors? All right.
We can go deep into
Can
this.
we go deep into that? Because
yeah.
I talk about this with my mates all the time, that it's probably, you know, the Warriors have always had a massive fan base. They've always had a loyal fan base. But I think for some reason, and I want to get your thoughts on it, probably the last 2 or 3 seasons, like, it's gone hectic, like absolutely mental. That I saw somewhere the other day that obviously the Broncos sell out crowds more often than not, but the second team was the New Zealand Warriors.
Yeah.
I think they sold out every home game this season. Is that right?
Not this season, last season.
Last season?
And last season we finished 14th. But out of the last, I think, 32, we've sold out 29 home games. Because
I know you're doing some work with the Warriors now. What was the change? Like, what needed to change, and what did you want to bring into that system to get the crowds going?
So when I first come in this is my 3rd season this year, so it was 2022, was basically just after they got back from COVID, from being locked away over here, and they couldn't play. And obviously we were getting pumped, and so take it back even more. I grew up with Sean Johnson, so we're best mates since we're 5. So and you talk about highs and lows and online criticism. Read his book, bro. It's insane.
Really?
And
he's copped it.
He's copped a lot of it, and then his same thing as Tizer got bumped up too much, but he had the negative as well, bringing him down real fast. And he was reading both sides of it.
And just going on that too, the media they will do anything they can to put you on this pedestal. Yeah. But as soon as you're there, they love nothing more than to tear you down again.
Yeah, like, especially in New Zealand as well. Like we get a lot of that tall poppy.
Yeah.
So I've been there and been alongside him as a best friend, and then obviously seen the whole the professional side of it with the Warriors play out. So I was lucky to have a lot of that inside knowledge, I guess, growing up, and so I saw him as my best friend, as a good person, and then into him as an amazing father. And then he'd go out and he'd get judged on his 80 minutes of per week, how he'd play, you know, and then he would rate that, and then he says that in his book. That's who he sort of perceived who he was from that 80 minutes of the thing. And so basically, when we came on as with the Warriors to help with their socials and that, we were like. So I come in with another buddy, with another guy, Jackson Thomas, who we poached from YKTR. We got over, and me and him were like, let's just go, let's kind of just throw shit at the wall and see what works. And we essentially landed on to humanise the players more. And what I know with Sean and what he was going through, I know he's a good man, but obviously results pending, we were still getting pumped. So we're like, let's get to know the boys, get to know the characters, get to know some of the storylines behind the game. And then if we go out and get pumped, at least we know we've seen Sean go and pick up his kid from kindergarten, and he's a good dad at home, and
they love the person.
Then Dallin Watene-Zelezniak is the most incredible man, and he's so friendly, and so you show these personalities of the boys, and so when they start to go out and if results don't go their way, people are less hard to go, he's a fucking, what a shit, blah, blah, blah.
Trade and drop in.
But he's a good, people have seen him during the week picking up their kids from school and knowing that Dallin's the most friendliest guy in the world. And then results started to go our way in 2023, so we went all in on in 2000, and well, that was 2000, it was the back end of 2022, then 2023 was people were starting to getting to know the characters, and we're letting people in behind closed doors, and hearing the conversations from within the sanctum, and then results started to go away. And so people knew the boys, and then they were like, Chancellor Clockset is the man, and he's going out and putting on a mad performance. So we were going all in, and then like it was like the perfect storm of results, and then our socials and the trust from like the higher ups to basically go all in, and then the boys' connections was like everyone saw how much they were into it and like the passion and like.
Oh really? So it gelled the team themselves, did it?
I don't know if that was from that, but like we were able to show the connection within the team because we were allowed to let in, and so we're allowed to tell these stories to get out to the public. So the public saw how connected the boys were behind closed doors, and then they go out and see them on Saturday, score a mad try, and they all get around each other and they're fucking cheering, and so you feel that connection. They're humans. They're like they're one of us. I'm them. Sort of shit, like you know. So you're riding with the team.
I love that.
And then like we had that mad year, and we got into the finals, and then we got obviously eliminated against Broncos in the preliminary. But we're just telling the stories through the whole season, and then we just continued to do that. Got cool people in doing some cool shit. We got Savage in to film the team song. So now like whenever we win it at home, the team song comes on, and he's like, Mount Smart Stadium, I want to hear you. And then the whole crowd sings the team song. And so now it's like people know that when you go to a mad Warriors game and we win, you got 30,000 people singing the whole, or 25,000 singing the whole team song.
Feels like 45,000.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And so it's like just created, and it helps that we're the only team in New Zealand as well. So like everyone's, once you get on the bandwagon, and it was just this literally perfect storm of Up the Wires. Like once Up the Wires started as well, like it was this like, well, I was on like a plane, like Matua, Up the Wires. Like it just took over New Zealand by storm in 2023, and we've just ridden that wave, and it's been cool.
Yeah,
and then
was that a big thing getting let in behind the scenes? Because I can't remember, like all the teams do it now.
Yeah.
But before you guys, before the New Zealand Warriors were doing it, I don't think anyone was doing it as much as you guys, or in much detail, or put that much effort, care, and attention into it.
Yeah.
Was it hard to, go to the offices at the New Zealand Warriors or the coaches and go, can we go behind the scenes and film all this?
Yeah, well, so I'm lucky I got to obviously talk about the universe sort of shit. So my wife's family business bought the Warriors in 2000 and I think they've owned them for like 7 years now.
Oh, right.
So there was a little bit of like, this is fucking what we want to do.
So you went to the father-in-law.
But their business is very much of a family business run by it's privately owned by the basic majority family. So they're like, it's one big family, and they've brought that into the Warriors as well.
I love that.
So everyone's like one, and everyone's on the same walk, going the same direction, and no one's bigger than anyone else.
What a good place to work at.
Yeah. And like the company culture at Ortex Industries is just incredible. And so people buy into that culture, and then that's what they'll bring into the Warriors. And so it all kind of went hand in hand, and then we had a new coach, Andrew Webster, who like Robbo, my father-in-law, is a really good man, and he's a nice guy. And so we all had to sit down, and this was like, basically this is what we want to do as a club, and it's just been the perfect storm, man. So it's
incredible. Have you seen sort of the trends and waves in terms of what connects in social media, what connects to the audience and to people? And I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that they're building those personal brands and making, these athletes that kids think are their heroes and they aspire to be. You almost, not in a negative way, but you're bringing them down to us, and they understand
them, bro.
They're just regular human beings. They might play with the Warriors on the weekend, but they still drop their kids to school during the week. They still go to the same grocery store that you guys go to, and make them more relatable. Was that the sort of the goal?
Definitely. It's and you see it now. Like I've had people say we use the Warriors as like our blueprint for what we want to do as a team, and even in the All Blacks system. They use the Warriors as like a, basically what they wanted to kind of achieve. And you see that now with the All Blacks, who have been these untouchable athletes and superhumans. They're now doing like basically letting people in and seeing what goes on.
And they've notoriously never done that.
And they've never done that.
It's always been like a sacred place that no one else should see.
Yeah.
And
but you got to keep up with it, man. Like you got to do it. Like if you don't do it, you get left behind.
That's true.
And like you see with NRL, it's just like fastest growing probably sport in Australia. Maybe like it's absolutely pumping. The ratings are higher than ever. The crowd attendance is like through the roof.
I think especially in Australia, I think, you know, captivating, especially in the digital world, because we've got so many competitive sports. They're all vying for everyone's attention, everyone's fan base. You've got to be, you know, keeping up with it. Otherwise, like you said, you do get left behind because there are so many other competitors out there. So if you haven't got your socials up, you know, and letting people in and creating that different side of it, you will get left behind. Yeah.
And it helps. Like NRL, the product is just insane. Like the product that they're putting out, and they let boys be themselves, and like, you know, even like Adi Xavier talks about it a lot in rugby. Like he wishes people like in rugby would show themselves more and bring a bit more character out, and more, you know,
personal energy.
Yeah, for sure. I think he feels like it gets kind of shut down a little bit, but
times are changing.
Bro.
I love it too.
Yeah, the brand of 80 minutes of like, you know, I could sit and watch a weekend of like every single team, but I'm not going to watch a single game of rugby for.
Yeah, 100%. Even the home games, like obviously the digital world and the marketing side of it, but even like the home games have changed a lot. Like the entertainment wise, like it's a theatre almost at the Warriors games. Like obviously you go there to watch footy, but you offer way more than just the footy too.
Oh, for sure, man. At the end of the day, like we're a sports entertainment franchise.
Yeah.
And footy is just the byproduct that helps facilitate that as well, you know?
Because it reminds me of like, I don't know if you've been to college games over in America or anything like that, where you go there and it's just like, mate, this is an experience. Like I remember going there and watching a game. I forgot the game was on. Because you're just looking around, you're just like, what is going on there?
Yeah, well, that's where the Americans get it, bro. Like the American sports is sports entertainment first, and then like the game second.
The game's like the cherry on top.
It's insane, man.
Yeah.
But you come to Warriors game day now, we've got like there's fireworks and then there's like light shows, and it's like it's a game day experience now. It's cool.
They love it. Before we finish, I do want to just have touch on your beautiful partner, because I know that, you know, your mates have said it to you before that you know, she's the best thing that's ever happened to you. Can you explain sort of the impact that she's had on your life? Because you guys have been through so much together. How much does she mean to you?
Yeah, she's truly been like the rock for me for the last, and we've been together coming up 10 years. And bro, we've grown like this, we've gone like that, we've gone like this, and we've gone through so much shit, like from 25 to now. It's like you go through a lot in your life, and she's been a consistent rock. She's been the most supportive person that I have in my life, probably, and what I need. Pulls me in when I need, lets me go when I need, and yeah, she's a special woman.
Yeah, sounds like it. I do have a surprise for you. Do you know about this?
No.
So I've got a closing tradition of the podcast where I don't ask the last question. So I get family and friends of the guests send in questions for you. Okay. So give me 1 second.
Oh God.
So who have we got today? Where are we? So I've got one of your good mates, Jesse.
Come on, man.
Good question. So this is from Jesse James. If your son grows up and finds your old hard drives full of your work, what's one video or photo project you'd hope they stumble upon first?
Oh, she didn't come up with that by himself, did he?
All right, does it say AI, does it?
Yeah,
ChatGPT.
Yeah, come on, man.
He's calling his bluff.
Oh, yeah, for sure, bro. No, that's a tough one, man. I'd hope they'd find like a highlights package of the 10 years. But if there was one specific trip, man, I've honestly been on that many epic, that much cool stuff. But to be fair, bro, one up, me and Jesse actually did a really cool trip in Japan in 2021, 22. really beautiful, like a little town called Nazawa Onsen. Kind of like a little hidden ski town. Not much going on. Beautiful little mama-son restaurants, kind of grandma's kind of cooking in the back. And that was just a real special trip of, it was a real small crew, me, Jesse and one other, and heaps of cool like content come from it, but just a lot of growth as well, and some real cool photos. I created this like 2-minute Japan package. It was just as that pandemic fucking shut everything down.
Yeah.
And so it kind of gave us a cool perspective with that, and just good like cultural kind of appreciation of what's out there in the world.
Do you miss? Is there a side that miss that traveling that you do? Sort of all those experiences. I know it does never compare to your baby boy now, but there's a little bit of you that's still got that travel bug.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
Definitely, bro. Like, and I don't think I'll ever lose it.
Yeah.
Like, bro, once you get it,
yeah,
like, it's like herpes, bro. Once you've got it, you've got it.
We'll have to cut that one out. I think we'll have to cut that one out.
Nah, bro. Once you catch the travel bug, bro. No, once you catch that travel bug, like, it's hard to get rid of, bro. It
is life changing.
It's life changing, and just because, especially for me as well, the growth and that you go through and things you learn and see, it makes you just appreciate life for what it is. And it's not always about money, and it's not about, it's about who you're with and what you're doing and where you are.
I think you'll have some pretty good memories when you're 80 years old, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got another one. Trent.
Oh, no way.
I don't know what he means by this, but he said, how did you get the nickname MhP&x? Can we talk about that?
Bro. It was actually Redders, bro, that come up with that. Yeah, motherfucker. So there was so same thing. It's basically why my rugby career ended, because I'd come off the bench and give like 20 of the best, of like 20 minutes of the best. So I went up to play rugby at 3rd division over in the UK, and I wasn't even starting.
But the best 20 minutes you'll get.
MhP&x, bro. And I come off and give a good, like, finish the game strong.
So that stuck with you?
Yeah, MhP&x.
Right.
Oh, not like low. Like, like the boys would kind of, like, if I see ask Raiders about it, it's crack up.
Right. And then lastly, we've obviously got your beautiful partner, Danny, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see if you can hear this.
Hi, honey. I have a question for you. I would like to know how becoming a dad has changed what's important to you.
That's nice. Oh, maybe a bit teary. Yeah, like, as I mentioned before, it's filled a massive. It's probably filled a massive void, or like that was left in me after my old man passed away. And yeah, I feel like I'm back together again. I feel like, he's really just really. Yeah, he's the final piece of my puzzle.
Beautiful, mate. Thank you so much for coming on today. It's been so good to have this chat, but it's so good to catch up with you and learn a little bit about your story and get to know you on a more personal level. I've really enjoyed it, mate. You've, like we've talked about, man, you've packed a lot in your life. I love, I really admire your outlook on life, and especially what you've gone through and how you're sort of using it as motivation and inspiration to chase life and to go after the things that really matter to you. And I love it, mate. I honestly do. So I really appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me, bro. It's been cool yarn, and bro, life's for living, bro. Like, life's too short. You got to get out and make the most of it and experience what's out there and experience and just be with your mates, bro.
Love it, brother. Thank you very much.
Bro.
Thanks so much for listening to another episode of Mind Your Head. If you'd like to support the show, be sure to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to your podcasts. It really supports the show and helps others discover us. Don't forget to join us on Instagram and TikTok at mindyourhead.podcast.
We acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land in which we record this podcast, the Gubbi Gubbi people. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present and emerging, and extend that respect to all Indigenous peoples. We honour their enduring connection to the land, waters and culture, and recognise their invaluable contributions they make to our communities. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.